So today we're just going to take off from where we left off on my last video. In my last video we finished off looking at this tank. I told you guys there's a lot of new fish in this aquarium, and today we're going to go ahead and take a look at what's going on. Hey everyone, this is DWS Darius and welcome to another day in the fish room. So right now you're looking at my 75-gallon grout aquarium. A lot of new fish in this tank, a lot of awesomeness, and today I want to give you guys a breakdown of what's going on in this tank. But first off, we have right here in the front, we have my peer-sized cichlid doing some glass banging, which is pretty rare because these fish are generally peaceful. So down here I have all the lights off except for 3 tanks, and when these lights are off, these fish pretty much see a reflection of everything in the tank. So right now he sees another parasite the same size as himself, and this guy is just in absolute beast mode trying to fight that other parasite. Normally these peer-sized cichlids are not too bad with aggression. It's just he sees this reflection, and just about all cichlids are aggressive towards their own kind. Earlier today I saw my male convict, he was fighting his reflection, and if we take a look over here I even have my jaguar, he was fighting his reflection. And speaking of the jaguar, in my last video I showed you guys this tank. You saw the male, the female, and a bunch of babies, and now all you see is the male. Now one of them, the male or the female, one of them ate all the babies, and because of that the male just went crazy. He beat up the female, and now he's just here fighting his reflection. Now the female, she's still in a tank hiding because I really don't have anywhere else to put her, but yeah, that's how quick things change down here. But anyways, in my last video I showed you guys an unboxing of some baby fish that could potentially be the largest fish that I keep. That included a fire eel, a cichlid tomensis peacock bass, and a doveye. Since that time I have my doveye living inside this 75-gallon community aquarium. The peacock bass, he's still in quarantine because he still is a picky eater. I have gotten him to eat bloodworms, but not really as aggressive as he should be eating. Same thing with the fire eel. The fire eel is being very nocturnal, so I'm having a challenge feeding him. But for now these two are in quarantine, and the doveye is in this here 75-gallon community aquarium. Now there's a couple of fish in this 75-gallon that I never introduced to you guys. I want to introduce them as best as possible, but because the parasite is in beast mode, because he's fighting his reflection, he is being a little bit more aggressive than normal. So it may be a little bit challenging getting these other guys to come out because he's just attacking everything because he can't get to his reflection. Like I said, normally this fish is not a problem. The parasite, I chose him to be the boss because these guys are gentle giants. They get about 16 inches, but they're nowhere near as aggressive as some of these other fish he's living with. So definitely, even though he's being aggressive now, definitely not a bad choice for a tank boss. Now we have the convict fighting his reflection. But yeah, so we have the parasite. He is the dominant fish of the tank at about 5 inches. After him we have the green terror, which is in that corner. Looks like he's fighting his reflection. Now this green terror is about 2 inches. I was hoping that it was a male because I do have a female, but it looks like a female, so eventually I may have to rehome it. I have a Geophagus brasiliensis. Now the green terror was just chasing that Geophagus, so I'm not sure where he's at, but he's in here. He's about 3 inches. And then after that I have a group of fish that I pulled out of my backyard pond. You all know I have that square above ground pond in my yard, and every summer I like to put fish in there, and I just bought some random cichlids and I put them in there, and I do have video of me taking them out. Okay everyone, so this is going to be just a quick summary of what I was able to pull out. So I have one of my Geophagus Braziliensis that I had in there. Now this guy, if I could catch him, oh. This right here is a Geophagus Braziliensis. This fish only has one eye, so I'm not sure if that happened in the pond, but he's in there. And I have two Convict cichlids, pink convicts. Last time I dug in the pond, I couldn't find them, so I assumed that they were dead. But here's one right here, and the other one is about the same size. Two pink convicts. I have a shrimp. Let me see if we can catch this guy. There's a shrimp in here. I'm not sure what type he is. He's probably going to end up as a feeder. See that little guy, transparent type of shrimp. I also have a bunch of these mosquito fish. Now these, I want to put these in my main pond over here. The only thing is I do have some bluegills, and I hope that the bluegills are not able to eat them. And then I have a surprise. I have this little fish that I thought was dead, and it's alive. This right here is a Snook Cichlid. So I put some babies in there a few months ago, really tiny, about half the size he is now. And back there we have the Snook Cichlid. This is the smallest fish in this aquarium. This is the reason why I can't put the female jaguar in his tank, because she's getting beat up by the male. I can't put her in his tank because she could definitely eat this little guy. Now he didn't really grow much in a pond, and I guess it's mainly because these fish are picky eaters. He was in there, and the only thing he was willing to eat was the fry that was produced by the mosquito fish. So he had a limited supply of food, and that's the reason why he didn't really grow too much out there in the pond. But now that he is in a tank, I feed him bloodworms daily, so he is going to grow. He just disappeared somewhere. He's over here, very tiny fish. And this is a green snook, so normally, you know, the pink snooks that you see everywhere, this one is going to keep that natural coloration. And I'm really looking forward to see how this guy looks when he grows up. He definitely will be a fish added to my predator tank if I could get him to an adult size. And then we have the convicts. I have 4 of these fish. Bought them originally as feeders because you know, convicts breed like crazy. And I'm gonna be honest, I bought these fish to breed, and they do breed easily. I have a male right here, and you can see I have a female with the orange stomach. So these fish are very young, only had them for a few months, and they're already ready to spawn. The only reason why they haven't spawned is because they're not fully dominant. If they were more dominant than a parasite, no doubt they would have spawned because they already built a nest. But yeah, I have some convicts. I have a pair, the male and the female. The male's about 2 inches, and together these fish are very dominant. I saw them fighting a parasite. They weren't successful, but they're willing to challenge fish 3-4 times bigger than themselves. So definitely very fun fish. And even though I bought them to be feeders, they definitely won't be feeders because they're just some awesome fish. No doubt convicts are amazing fish. So I have the pair over there, then I have these 2 smaller ones over here. You can see them battling out. After that, I was looking online on eBay, and I saw some pretty decent prices for some other cichlids. So I went and bought me an electric blue Texas cichlid. He's back there in the shadows, coming up right here. Now this fish, when I first bought him, he looked like he was going to die. These fish as well, all my shipments, when I buy fish online, I have terrible experiences. These fish spent like 8 days in a bag when they were supposed to spend 2 days because my post office messed them up. So he was looking like he was going to die. Had him in quarantine, treated him, put him in his tank with the competition, and this fish definitely came alive. Can't wait to see how he looks because he's going to have the same light blue coloration as the electric blue Jack Dempsey or electric blue Cara. That same bright blue, but this is the largest electric fish out there. So he's going to get, if it's a male, 8 to 9 inches, maybe 10 inches if it's a male. So definitely looking forward to see how he looks. And then we have this guy right here, bought at the same time. This is a Mayan Cichlid. Now, there's a lot of people that disregard these fish. These fish are taking over Florida. And I just decided to get one because it was very cheap. And 2, because I think that these fish are underlooked. Now, of course, they are a pest in Florida, so a lot of people really don't look much into these fish. But when you look at some of the pictures of the Mayan Cichlid, definitely have a lot of potential. Now, they compare these a lot to the Feste. No doubt, the Feste does have a lot of color. But these guys, based on my research, they do have some personality that I hear is much better than the Feste. So we'll see how he turns out. He's another fish in his tank. Now right there is the geophagus that I was talking about a little bit earlier, and over here we have the dovii. Now surprisingly, the dovii, he's not really dominant in this tank, and that's because he's only been here for a couple of days. The text says right away when I attacked him to put him under him in the hierarchy, but no doubt the dovii gets the biggest, so he's going to grow the fastest, and pretty soon his position will change to the point where I'll have to worry about these other fish. But if it's a female, I do believe that it will be able to live with other fish for its lifetime. But if it's a male, no doubt it will have to be separated into its own aquarium. So basically we have an all-star stock. We have fish that have a lot of potential. These fish are going to gain some awesome colors. No doubt they're going to gain some awesome sizes. And it's going to be awesome watching these fish grow up. Now my future plans, first off, this 75 gallon, they're going to need an upgrade. So my plan is to put them inside my 125 planted aquarium. And of course that tank won't be planted because some of the fish are herbivores like this piercei. So they will be going in a 125 so they can have a little bit more space. And then from there, as they grow up, I'll be splitting them between my 210, maybe my 350, my 125. I have a few other tanks to work with. And then eventually when I get my big tank, everybody is going to be divided according to what I see best. But for now, these fish are awesome and they're growing, and can't wait to see what they become. Now tell me something, out of all the fish you saw today, which one do you think was my best decision? Which one is your favorite? As always, thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. If you haven't already, I do recommend that you subscribe because these fish are growing every day, and it's definitely awesome to watch these fish grow and mature. And I definitely will be giving you guys a video of that growth. But yeah, thank you guys for checking out the video. Thank you guys for subscribing. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.